Hello, welcome to the stream. We have everybody here with us. We got Armand, we got Hans, my cousin, and Evan. So probably just hop right into the questions. I think Hans was just getting his dinner, so
Yeah,
just get.
I'm back now.
Okay, I was just making sure because I didn't want to get into anything if you
Mhm.
weren't back.
And when I'm muted, I'll just be eating, so you don't have to hear me eat.
Okay. So, we can get right into it. So, I know Hans had a question I can ask for him, and if he thinks of anything else to ask about, he can ask. But I have like a good amount of questions written down. I know we talked about the topics earlier, but so let's first start off with what will this upcoming season look like? Like so, like
I think
in terms of like the games, like are we going to have to sit distance, stuff like that, the masks, everything like that.
so. As of right now, it looks like we will be going back to normal. No social distancing, no masks, which I think is going to be great for everybody. And I think I'm excited for a packed Cool and Sharing Arena come October, and I think everybody else is, especially with a year off and knowing how dedicated the fan base is in Glens Falls.
Mm-hmm. So let's see here. So like we have the player signings on that we know about. So what and so I'm going to ask like for your like our opinion. So like in your opinion, let's put it this way: who are your favorite players that are coming back? What were you most like? What players were you most excited about that will be returning to the Thunder?
I'm really excited about the Charlie Curdy signing. I think when you look at Adirondack, we lost a few key defensemen, going overseas and retirement. But when you look at Charlie Curdy and what he did last year, he didn't get the minutes that he played in Adirondack, and it shows. He had he had twice as many points in his rookie year than he had last year with Rapid City, and he was a second or third pairing guy in Rapid City. And I think come opening night, I think Kurt is going to be a guy who Adirondack is going to look to play top minutes, play on the power play. And I think, I think he's a little undervalued, to be honest. And I think, this year he's really going to be able to show his skill, now knowing that he's going to have those top line minutes.
Yeah. Curdy, I like Curdy a lot too. He's actually like probably one of my favorite players. And like I remember like watching him, yeah, sometimes there's a little like couple unlucky like bounces, but like he played really well most of the time. And I remember going to like it was my only away game road trip that I went to. I went with a couple friends. We went out to watch the Maine Mariners play the Thunder. So we went out. I can't remember exactly what day it was, but I remember that game, and I remember like watching the Thunder play, and I was really excited because that was like my only like away game that I went to, and I'll cherish it forever, and I hope to go to more soon because they're very fun. So yeah, I remember watching Curdy play, and him and Sissons and Smatula did really well, and I enjoyed watching that. So yeah, Curdy is very exciting, and also talking about Peter MacArthur and Shane Harper returning, like that's going to be exciting.
That's huge for them. I think the Pete MacArthur move is absolutely huge. When you look at losing Salhani and Smatula both going overseas to Denmark, I believe, it opens up. You look at Thunder, and that's where they got all their scoring. Back in the 1920 season, and the Thunder are going to need scoring this year, and the question is where it's going to come from. And right now, you look at a guy like Pete MacArthur, you look at a guy like Shane Harper, and that's a start. That's a start. And I think the main guy you're going to look to get the puck to right now this year is Pete MacArthur, because as he's shown in the past, he can score, and that's what Adirondack's really going to need to continue doing this offseason, is finding guys who can score.
Mm-hmm. That's very true. So yeah, I mean I haven't watched them like back then and when the fan was played. I remember my friend Ashton. He always went to the games. He was there for the Phantoms and I think the Flames, the Thunder. So he's been there pretty much ever since he was a little kid. And, he remembers Shane Harper and all of them good players, Peter MacArthur, they were really good. I can't remember. Brian Ward, I think, is Ashton's favorite player. I think he told me that. So he was really excited. It's exciting to have them return. Peter MacArthur, Shane Harper, guys like them will really help and to teach the younger guys, and it will that like you said is a start. And I'm excited. I like the Thunder games. To me, I am so I've been disappointed ever since it happened. Ever since they canceled the games, ever since March of last year, I was just so devastated. And this long without Thunder hockey, we've gone a long time, and it's finally happening again to come back. I'm just so hyped and so excited. And just I really hope that everything works out like planned, and stuff. I really hope that people can just do their best, just keep the cases down and keep everything planned, so then we could have a great experience. And I'm sure the fans are going to be extremely hyped coming back to the arena. Like you said, everybody is just missing it, and I'm sure you are. I know my cousin is for sure, because we sit next to each other at the games, and we had season tickets, and it was just the best. Section N just gets the crowd going. It's just amazing. So let's see here. Moving on to, okay, so here's a question. So what are your thoughts on the new Troy Revere Lions team?
I like it. I think it definitely gives it, another team up in Canada, especially with everything going on in Newfoundland, and with the odds looking like they're going to be opting out, seeing that they don't have a rink to play in. So, it adds that team in Canada for us, which I think is going to be huge. And, I think they're going to be a very, very good team. I think, like we saw with Newfoundland, as they were affiliated with Toronto, I think we're going to see a lot of the same with Trois-Rivières, see a lot of the guys with Montreal, sending a lot of their AHL guys down to Trois-Rivières. So I expect Trois-Rivières to definitely be one of the better teams in the league this year.
Yeah, for sure. So Ashton, my friend, just sent me the link. But yeah, I agree with I agree 100%. And I, in my opinion, I know that, the Beast, I know that the Beast have unfortunately folded, because they were one of my favorite away teams that came to play. I love the rivalry, the brawls, just everybody chanting, it's just amazing. And unfortunately, the Brampton Beasts, were no longer a team. And that I was really disappointed when I saw that Facebook post. And it was a sad day for many Brampton Beasts fans. And so I just got to send my friend Ashton the link, because I didn't send him the link, so I'm going to send him that right now, and then he can join. So in my opinion, I think that the logo is really nice, very unique. They made the Saint logo into a lion, and I think it looks amazing. I think they did a good job making that logo and the feel of the Troy Revere Lions. And I think that they're going to have some nice, jerseys and pretty good players. I mean, I already started to look at their roster, and they already have some pretty good players, it looks like. So it looks like they're going to be a solid team, kind of like Newfoundland and stuff. They're going to probably be a decent team. And in my opinion, they're kind of going to be like there could be a possible new rivalry, maybe with the Thunder. Maybe, looking at Brampton Beast and how they were a rivalry with the Thunder, maybe we could see a rivalry with the new Troy Revere team. So we'll see for the season. So so let's see here. So
like you said, I think Trois-Rivières got a great logo. And, it's one of the things that I don't think a lot of people know about this is the Trois-Rivières Arena will overtake the Cool and Showing Arena as the smallest rink in the ECHL.
Yeah. So here's Ashton, my friend. Hey, Ashton.
What's up?
So we're just talking about the new Troy Revere team. And while we're here, let me ask Ashton, what are your thoughts on the new Troy Revere Lions? What are your thoughts on their logo, the team name?
It's pretty nice. I think the logo is really will hype the fans up there, and yeah.
So do you think that the new Troy Revere Lions, do you think they could be a possible new rivalry for the Thunder?
Maybe.
We could, yeah, possible,
Mhm.
Looking at the Brampton Beast, looking how the Brampton Beast were a rivalry with the Thunder, like I said earlier, we could possibly see a new rivalry. So that'd be cool.
Mhm.
And I'm really excited because I'm obsessed with like jerseys and logos and expansion teams. I'm obsessed with that kind of stuff. So to see the new Lions come to play the Thunder, to see their jerseys, and stuff like that, it's going to be amazing. And also, actually, now that we're talking about how we're going to see a new team come to play the Thunder, let's talk about the Utah Grizzlies going to be coming to play the Thunder 3 nights in a row. What are your thoughts on that?
I like it because I think the ECHL. If you look at last season, a lot of teams are playing the same teams over and over again. It's nice to see a few new teams come to the Cool and Cheering Arena, and I think it also brings interest for the fans seeing a new team, especially from out west. And especially with the Thunder only having to make one trip out to Idaho for a long road trip this year, I think it helps the team, and I think it's going to give the team a little bit more rest as you see a lot more of those Western teams coming here than us going out there heading into next season.
Yeah, I'm really excited. And as a matter of fact, let me get this to show you because I have this. So if you do not know, now you know. Ashton and I love to collect hats. He has a ton of hats. He has Thunder, Flames, Phantoms, Red Sox, Giants, Red Wings, all of that stuff. All of his favorite teams, Lakers. He has a ton of hats. And he's probably got at least a good 350 at least. So, yeah, he's got a lot of hats. He's got a good collection. So, anyways, I wanted to show you, this is the Utah Grizzlies hat that I got a few months ago. And I love it. And, to see the Utah Grizzlies, come all the way out from out west, that's a stretch. That's a road trip coming from Utah, to play the Thunder. It's really exciting, and I cannot wait to see. I think that's their first time coming to play the Thunder, right? The Utah Grizzlies.
I believe so, and we'll also be welcoming the Fort Wayne Comets to the CIA this year as well.
Yeah, I saw that. That's exciting too. The recent Kelly Cup champs, the Fort Wayne Comets, coming to play the Thunder. So that's gonna be exciting too. So let's see here. So this is just a question that I want to ask you. So when you're at the arena, you get to obviously watch them, right? You get to watch the games, obviously.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I spent the 2019-20 season, which is my first year covering the team, up in the press box, which is a whole different from being a fan. You not only got to watch a game, but you also got to work around your story. Figure out what players you want to interview after the game. So it's a whole different kind of way to watch a game, but it's a lot of fun, and I really enjoy covering the team. And everyone around the organization is great.
Oh yeah, for sure. I don't know. I can't express it enough how much fun I have at the games. My best friend Ashton and I, we always, and he has an internship there, so he was doing internship for the Thunder, and it's just amazing because we would go to the games, and we hang out when he's not busy. He can kind of come around and talk, and my cousin Hans and my best friend Ash and I, we all get together. We all, when he can, we watch some of the games. We chant. It's just such a fun time at the Thunder games. Mm-hmm. And he, like I said earlier, before he came on the stream, he's been there, ever since he's a little kid. He grew up at the Thunder games and the Flames. Yeah, the Phantoms. He remembers Shane Harper, Peter MacArthur, Brian Ward. all those great players, and now we have it's amazing that we're going to have some of those players returning, which is going to be great for the Thunder. So I'm really excited for this upcoming season. I don't know about you guys, but I'm sure you are, but I'm just extremely hyped.
I'm beyond pumped. And what you don't understand is like when I report games, it's not like I get there right before puck drop. I'm there. I like to be there personally by 6 o'clock. To get my line combos set up, to get my laptop out, to get everything set up, have dinner, and just it's a whole it's a lot more than what people understand. It's a full night. If I'm lucky, I'm out of the rink by 11 o'clock.
Yeah, that's cool. So and also for me, relating to what you said, get there early. So my cousin and I would usually get there. We like to get to the games early because we like to go in right at 5:30, watch the warm ups. What were we gonna say, Hans? Let me put you on the thing.
We walk around for a bit, just watch the practice, maybe go down by the ice and watch them shoot some goals and stuff, maybe get some stale popcorn, just have a blast there.
Oh, that's great. So, relating to what you were saying earlier and what Hans was saying, we like to go in pretty much around 5:30-ish, 6-ish, right? Early. We like to get in there. We like to watch the warm-ups. I love listening to the music and watching the players warm up. Sometimes I like to watch the away team warm up, look at some of them while they're warming up, look at their goalies. It's just something about being in that arena, something about watching the games, watching the warm-ups, the players and the sportsmanship that goes into it, and it's just everything excites me, and I love everything about it. The goals, the fights, everything. It's just such a amazing experience. And it's one thing to pull up a Thunder game on your TV or watch NHL game on your TV, but there's nothing like being in person. There's nothing like being in person at the Kuhnjung Arena watching the games. It's just so much fun. Especially up close, because I remember the last game they had my cousin and my father and I, my dad and I, we were there, and we were up close, pretty much front seats. We were right down there, right near the net, and it's a crazy experience. When the players are checking each other against the boards, against the glass, you can feel that energy. It's just crazy. It's just amazing. So, now, here's a question that relates to my cousin. So I don't know if you know much about this, but my cousin has recently got into photography, and he got a new camera. So my question to you is, do you know if my cousin could possibly take photos of the Thunder, during warm-ups and during the games? Can he take photos with his camera?
I can look into that right now. I recently have, and she'll be joining me again next year. I brought on Courtney Phillips with me, who's been shooting for me, for the past year. And I don't have enough good things to say about her. I think not only has she helped my articles, but she's also helped our site. Just having that name as a photographer, just gives a little bit more professional look to our site, and I'll have to talk to my editors about that. But right now, I'm really happy with who I have with Courtney Phillips.
Okay, so I mean, I'm sure that my cousin can, if he wanted to, from his seat, maybe zoom in, take some shots. I'm sure it's fine if he can. I'm just saying, for him personally to take photos to practice his photography by himself. I'm sure that shouldn't be an issue if he wants to just take some photos in his seat or up close.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have a problem with it. I would just check with the Thunder. I know there are a few games that Courtney's not going to be at. So if he wants to shoot for me those nights, I would not be opposed to that.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome. So now I have college coming up and stuff for the fall, but the way my schedule is set up, and I'm sure that I'm going to be able to manage it, and I'm not going to let that. I'm going to focus. I'm going to do, because I personally do well, so I'll put in my effort to that. And still manage time because I'm gonna try to go to as many Thunder games as I can. I just love going. So yeah, that would be great. Most of the games my cousin will probably be with me. So if Hans is there and if she's not there, maybe we can meet up and we can do that and allow him to experiment and take photos for you. That would be amazing. He would love that. That would be great, man. So yeah. Let's see here. Okay, here's a big one, and we kind of already talked about this. But what are your expectations for the Thunder for this upcoming season?
When the season got cut last year, and the Adirondack Thunder pulled out, I was very, very happy with the roster. I think they addressed a lot of things they need to address. They added size, and I am a huge fan of Nick Hutchison. I talked to him when he first signed with the Thunder. I talked to him back when he was with the Fuel. But I think he's going to be a great player for Adirondack. And, I really hope they resign him. I think he brings that size that Adirondack needs. And he's like a power forward. He's a guy who can put up 15, 20 goals a year and doesn't have a problem throwing the body away. And I think another big thing and another rumor that I've been hearing is that Alex Sakaropoulos will be back in nets for us this year. So I think that solves another big issue with goaltending, as we all know was an issue during the 2019 season. And Evan Cormier is off his contract with the Devils. So I'm interested to see, what our goaltending tandem is going to look like. I'm sure, like most years, we'll see 6 or 7 guys man the net for us this year. But I think right now, if you look at it, we could have a solid 1-2 tandem.
Mm-hmm. For sure. Like the news about Sakalaropoulos, it's great news. And, I personally knew that there was like that obvious issue with goaltending, but in my opinion, I thought like some of I thought McAdam was I thought he was a great goalie, but unfortunately goalies just come and go with the Thunder, and Sakalaropoulos coming back, that's a great addition. And him especially because he's played for the Thunder before, I'm very hyped and I'm very excited that he'll be returning and having these guys come back to play in the Kunjung Arena. I'm sure it's going to be a great experience for all of us, and I'm excited. Yes, the goal is obviously to win, but no matter what, I have a great time at the Thunder games. I just love it so much. I would do anything just to watch them play. So now this is a question that I have. When the Thunder season, because I know I had my friend talk about this before, so. Usually, like with the NHL, they do like their usual dark jerseys are their home jerseys, and the white jerseys are their away jerseys or road jerseys. So for the Thunder, do you know if it's going to be like half the season we're going to use our road jerseys as the home, like the white is going to be the home, or like do you know anything about that?
I know the ECHL does normally they start with normally they normally swap halfway through the season, so you will see both jerseys at home. I don't know the exact date for the jersey reversal heading into next season, but I do know at one point they do switch which jerseys they wear at home and away.
Yeah, I remember that part. My friend Danny, he said that I remember him mentioning that they were gonna do like halfway through the season, then they switch and stuff, and then they can use both as home, the white and the red jersey. And I honestly love the Thunder jerseys. I think in my opinion, they're probably one of the best jerseys. I absolutely adore the white jersey. It just looks so amazing. I really want one. I'm probably gonna get one for the season. I know my cousin Hans has a home jersey, the red jersey. So, that's amazing and it's really nice. So, let's look at, so probably we're almost done here with the questions. So, will the Thunder be posting like the highlights of the games on YouTube for the season like they did last season?
That I don't know. That would be a better question for probably Evan Pipnick, who's their PR guy and runs a lot of their communication stuff. But I don't know. So that would be more of a Thunder for them than me.
Okay. So yeah, that's what I figured. I mean, more than likely they probably will eventually. I'm pretty sure they probably more than likely will eventually upload the highlights because that's just what they usually do. But I mean, maybe not for like the first few games, but I'm sure they will. I'm sure they will probably. I'll ask. I'll have to ask Evan Pivnik or someone related to him and ask him if he knows if they will. So thank you. So
I know. I started doing, and I will try to continue when I have Courtney with me. I will hopefully be again streaming the post game press conferences via Twitter at TPA Thunder after games.
So that's cool. So I don't really think there's anything else. I think that's pretty much all I had for. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. All we had. If there's anything else that you guys, Ashton or Hans, or if you guys, are there any other questions that you want to ask, or is there any other topics you want to talk about the Thunder for the upcoming season? If there's nothing, we'll probably get done here and wrap this up. But I mean, if there's anything else you want to talk about, you can.
I got nothing. All my questions were pretty much answered.
Okay, if that's it, if you want to, is there anything else you would like to talk about before we leave?
No, I'm excited for the Thunder to come back. I think opening night's going to be really special, especially having that year off. I think it's just going to be a sense of community at the CIA and just a sense of relief now that hockey's back. So I think I'm just waiting for October, and I expect a strong team to hit the ice come October.
Oh yeah, for sure. I'm like you just said. That's all I've been thinking about every day. I even have this day counter app on my phone, and we're like 80. I think we're pretty much down to like 80 days until the Thunder, until the October 23rd home opener, 7 p.m. Kunjing Arena against the Newfoundland Growlers. I hope to see Ashton and Hans there, and I'm really excited. I just can't express it enough. It's just I love the games, and it's other than school and work and stuff like that. Like I don't really have many other hobbies, so other than like school and stuff, all I really think about is the Thunder games, and I just have so much fun. Like the ECHL, in my opinion, I know that in general the hockey fans, there's not like compared to baseball and football and stuff, and compared to other sports. I know in the United States, hockey isn't really that popular compared to those other sports. But for my opinion, I don't think that we don't need more followers. We don't need more fans. We have dedicated, true fans of the sport. And I'm really excited for the upcoming season. I'm sure you guys all are, and I'm just really excited. So I hope to see you guys there, and everything will hopefully be back to normal. Feels just like home once I enter that arena. It just, everything about it is just amazing. So I really appreciate you, Armand, for joining Q&A.
Jared, you brought up a great point here. And, and one point that I stress every time I talk to people is the way I look at it is I started this by 2 years ago, I got asked to cover the ECHL, and, we wanted to expand it to minor league hockey. So I started covering the Thunder, and I realized the ECHL is an undercovered league. It's a gold mine for startup sites. And that's basically what I've been doing is, I'm running my whole ECHL department, working on getting a team together for next season. But I feel like the ECHL is such a good league. And, the fan bases and just the stories these players have are absolutely amazing. And that's my whole idea is just I want people to understand that the ECHL is a great league, and it's undervalued because not a lot of people know about it. And it's great to be able to get the word out about it so more people learn about, these small teams, in Glens Falls, New York, that, nobody else would know about, and playing these like small little rinks. It's great to be able to spread the word about it. And, it's something that really needs more attention on it.
Exactly. I agree 100%. Like, that's the exact thing that I think, all the time. The ECHL, I'm fascinated with the teams, the logos, the jerseys, everything, the players, all like, for example, the Maine Mariners, we look at the Railers, the Growlers, the Reading Royals, the teams out west. We have the Utah Grizzlies, the Idaho Steelheads. We have all these, as once it was started, the East Coast Hockey League, originating in our area at the East Coast and then expanding. And, hopefully in the future, it would be my dream to become a owner of a team and to create a team for the ECHL because, look at, I can't remember his name, but it's the guy who owns like the Growlers. And yeah, people like them. I think we need more people like them to increase popularity, expansion teams. We need teams out west. We need teams here. We need, it would be great to expand. I know it's expensive and stuff, but it would really increase the popularity because, like you said, it's the gold mine for starting, and the ECHL is where many NHL stars originate. You start in the ECHL, you work your way up to the AHL. That's an amazing milestone to get at, and it's just very hard to make it to the NHL. And then getting to the NHL is just a huge, huge accomplishment. So without the ECHL, it would be unlikely. And the ECHL is very important, and I love the teams. I love the hockey. It's amazing. And to me, going to an ECHL game is just as much fun, if not more fun, than going to a NHL game. And the games are just amazing, exciting, and spreading the word about them would be amazing, getting more fans and popularity to the ECHL in particular. So in general, for like the NHL and stuff, I'm saying like we don't really need a huge more awareness to the NHL because we do have a good fan base for the NHL. It's just for the ECHL, like you said, it's really undercover. It's not like covered as much as it should be, and it's a great league, and I love it. So,
this is what's great is if you look at the last 2 years, look at this year, look at next year. This year you add 2 new teams in Iowa and Trois-Rivières. Next year, you add another team in Savannah. So the whole idea here is the ECHL is growing. And, I would not be surprised if we start to see, a team or two every year for the next few years, especially seeing the pace they're on right now, which is huge, especially when you see a team like Brampton drop out and a team like Newfoundland possibly having to drop out because they don't have a rank. But it's just great to see more cities start to get an ECHL team. And like you said, and one thing that you also have to look at, it's a lot cheaper to go to an ECHL game than it is to go to an NHL game, and I think it brings more of the family aspect in the ECHL.
Yeah, it is. It's expensive for NHL games and stuff, but in my opinion, if you love hockey, go to a ECHL game locally, that they're cheaper, affordable, and they're fun. It's just hockey, and I love hockey. I never grew up a hockey fan. Just like 4 years ago, my best friend Ashton and my father, they both kind of like simultaneously got me into hockey and into the NHL. My father is a Rangers fan, and what we would do is we would watch the Rangers games every night. And Ashton, I went to his house and played NHL 18 for the first time. I got addicted to it. I'm like, you know what? I want to get this game. I got into NHL and I learned more about hockey. I learned so much about the game, so much about the sport. I know many players from the teams within just these 4 years after playing the games, after playing NHL, and after watching it and being around people who like it. I got my cousin into it. I got my best friend Evan into it. That's what happens. And, it's just great to spread that because it's a great sport. My best friend Evan was really, he kind of liked hockey before, but he was never into it like this. And my cousin Hans, once in a while we would go to the Thunder games, but after getting into hockey, we started going to more Thunder games, my cousin and I, and we started liking it more. Now he has learned so much. Like back then he was like talking about like, why did you shoot the puck down the field? And I'm like, Hans, this isn't a field. This is the ice. Like, it was funny, you know, the he's improved so much. We've all improved so much. You know, it's a great sport. It's so much intensity, excitement, you know, and I think that like you said, the ECHL definitely needs more awareness, and especially because with these teams, you know, some of the teams dropping out and folding, you know, like look at the Brampton Beasts and stuff, and possibly Newfoundland, and, you know, look at back then you got the Elmer Jackals and stuff like that, you know, with these teams leaving, expansion to other cities and to bring awareness and to be more popular, that will help out with the problem of other teams leaving. You know, if some other teams have to fold, bring in more teams, expand, you know, that's a great thing. So
exactly. And like, you know, realistically, if you look at, besides, you know, like the post start, like what websites cover ECHL hockey, there's not many. I know Sinbin, which was rebranded and now is Full Press Hockey, I believe. They cover ECHL hockey. But besides that, there's not much. You know, not many teams who cover the ECHL. And, you know, that's the whole idea. I know some of the writers that we have, and they're the only people in the press box some nights. And I'm just like, this is exactly why I want to break into this, is because this is a gold mine, and this people need to know about what's happening locally, and that the ECHL does exist, and then how great it is, and the stories these guys have, because some of these stories are great. Like, I talked to Evan Cormier 2 years ago, and, you know, it was great talking, because I was like, Evan, you know, what's it like, you know, one night you're in Binghamton, the next night you're in Adirondack, and you're going back and forth, you know, 10 times a year, and he's laughing about it. And I'm like, this is the kind of stuff, you know, you want from these players. You want to know that they have this, like, personality in this life outside of the game, and it's just great to get those kind of stories.
Exactly. Yeah, like there's a lot of like the Thunder fans, you know, and the Thunder players, you know, the Thunder players get along with the fans, you know, it's just amazing. Like I personally think that the Adirondack Thunder have the best fan base in the ECHL. Also, look at former Adirondack Thunder Shane Conacher. He even said when he retired that letter to the Thunder fans, he said, Section N, keep doing what you're doing, keep giving the away team a hard time, keep bringing that energy, because the Thunder have just like one of the best fan bases in the ECHL. And like you said, the ECHL is very important, and it's amazing, and people need to bring awareness to it and realize that it's existing, and that they can go to local hockey games for cheaper and get to know players, and they could probably say, hey, you know, that remember that player who used to play for our ECHL team? Let's just say, you know, a local city like the Thunder, like look at Glens Falls, you know, I could say I used to watch Logan Thompson. He played for the Thunder. Look at, he made it to the NHL, and he played and made his Gold Knights debut in the playoffs against the Wild, you know, and I can say that I used to watch Logan Thompson play as a goalie for the Thunder, and saying that because I put my dedication into the ECHL and the Thunder games and went to the Thunder games, you know, I have right here, I have some signed pucks on my wall. You know, I have Blake Thompson, I have Matt Salhaney, Evan Cormier. I also have Alex Tunge, I think, and as well as I think his name was Kevin Lowe or something like that. And he used to play for the Thunder. And I remember this one insane goal that this guy scored. And it was just, it was like a spinorama backhander, just a nasty goal. I remember it to this day. My dad and I were like, oh my gosh, what a goal. And I have the puck that he signed, and, you know, we don't know exactly where they'll go until we see, you know, the future. And, you know, some of these players make it to the NHL, you know, one day one of them could go to the NHL, and then you're like, hey, you know, I remember that guy. I used to watch him in person, you know, or I met him or something like that. So it's amazing. And I'm so excited for this upcoming season. If there's anything else you guys want to talk about, you can. But other than that, I think that's pretty much it. I had a great time and good questions, good answers. Got a lot of information now, and I'm so pumped for the season. So is there anything else you guys want to talk about, or is that pretty much it?
That's pretty much it. I mean, I guess I'll just, you know, self-promote myself. You know, obviously you guys make sure to follow my stuff on Twitter at a Klisivitch. A lot of our stuff is on thepuckauthority.com. One of my best articles, which I think all of you will love, last year we did a 3 stars of the ECHL series, basically looking at each ECHL team and picking three of the best players from each team, whether, you know, based on either their NHL play or their ECHL play. So that was a great series that we did, and we're hoping to, you know, get a good group of writers together for this show, which we're still working on, to hopefully put together another great series for the offseason.
Yeah, so thank you very much. I appreciate it. Follow him on Facebook, Twitter, his socials. And I had a good time. So thank you for joining us, Armand. I really appreciate it. And we will probably be able to do future streams, maybe at least one stream or two before the Thunder season, you know, preparing for the Thunder season and our last thoughts or whatever. So I really appreciate everybody joining. I had a great time, and I'll see you guys later.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.